Welcome to another episode of Cincinnati Bengals on Demand. I'm your host, Young Moore, and once again, Zach Taylor just keeps showing us that he is not the guy for the job. Once again, Zach Taylor keeps showing us he is not the guy for the job. Once again, I'm gonna just keep asking AI, Chat GBT, the question of Chat GBT, what is Zach Taylor's record without Joe Burrow? According to ChatGPT, Zach Taylor's record without Joe Burrow is 9-28. This record reflects his performance in games where the starting quarterback, Joe Burrow, was not available, including the 2019 season before Joe Burrow was drafted, where he had Andy freaking Dalton. In context, Zach Taylor's record with Joe Burrow is 45, 32, and 1. And all that is including the playoffs. So with a healthy Joe Burrow, he has a winning record by 8 plus 5, by 13 games. He's basically only 13 games over 500 with Joe Burrow. So all I'm saying is 9-28. If you know you got a quarterback at this time in his career, we can't predict the future. We don't know what he's going to be like in the future. But because you know he sometimes gets injured, you need to have a reliable backup quarterback. This man has only won one game since Joe Burrow has been injured this season. What is we talking about? If y'all go back and look at a past episode I had where I talked about Kyle Shanahan and how he did not have George Kittle, Ricky Parcells, Jawan Jennings, Nick Bosa. He didn't have a plethora of Pro Bowlers and All Pros. He had third, fourth, and fifth string depth chart. And he still won the game versus the Rams with damn near all their starters. He gotta go, man. He gotta go because we don't know what Joe Burrow's health is gonna be like. And I'm praying he stay healthy because as you can see, when he healthy, he clowns. And I can't wait for him to come back on Thanksgiving and I'm predicting a win. Predicting. Because we got to run the table. We had to run the table last week. We really got to run the table this week. And then we got to pray that other teams lose like we done did the last two seasons. Well, we got to pray that other teams lose instead of us predicting our own destiny. We got to hope that other teams lose. That's what happens with Zach Taylor. We got to hope that other teams lose. We done had too many games, just like this past week with the Pats, that we could have won. We should have won that game. We should have won the Chicago Bears game. We should have won the New York Jets game. He does not make the accurate adjustments in game to win games, which is what a head coach is supposed to do. And the media, I'll be so mad at y'all when y'all interview him for his press conferences. Y'all ask him the most easiest questions, bro, and don't hold him to the fire. Y'all don't ask him nothing. Like at this moment right now, at we was 3-7. Now we 3-8. Why y'all ain't ask him, since y'all basically almost out of the playoffs, why isn't Jermaine Burton playing to just see what y'all got? Because I ain't heard nothing in the news that he done did anything as far as bad behavior. At this moment in time, you need to play everybody. If you paying this man money and he not injured, he needs to be playing. And like I've been saying all the other weeks, why was not Mitch Tinsley been playing? Go look at the past episode. I always said Mitch Tinsley should have been playing. And not to mention, y'all waited late in the game to even get him involved. Y'all should have been had him involved. This dude had a whole bye week and only put up 12 points. Then a week later, he really only scored one offensive touchdown with 2 field goals, and we had a defensive touchdown. This dude is, you supposed to be the offensive guru, an offensive coach. You scored 1 touchdown this past week. 1. T. Higgins didn't get hurt until the end of the game. He barely was noticed on the field. Y'all did not get him involved. I seen y'all throw Jamar Chase 23 targets one time. Why did y'all not do that with him? And then we running the ball good. Y'all get away from the run game. He gotta go, man. He really gotta go. Like, he's 9-28 without Joe Burrow. That lets you know he is not the guy for the job. 9-28. I'm not finna keep talking about Zach Taylor because he just make me mad, bro. He make me mad. But on another good note, Joe Shiesty is back for Thanksgiving. Jamar Chase returns from his suspension, and I'm predicting a victory. We ain't got no other choice but to win now. Take advantage of Lamar Jackson. This the worst I done ever seen him in a season. The worst. I better take advantage because I know he gonna bounce back next year. Take advantage. This ain't a good year for Lamar Jackson. We gotta win this game on Thanksgiving, man. We gotta win the game. Just to get some excitement back. And just because we win don't mean Zach Taylor did a good job. It's only because Joe Burrow going to come back. Because we see without him, he can't do nothing. And don't give me that, well, most coaches can't do nothing without, man, yes, they can. If you a good coach, you can still keep winning. Kyle Shanahan done proved it. With Mac Jones. With Jimmy Garoppolo. With Purdy. If you a good coach, you can win with anybody. Not anybody, but a decent quarterback. Because at the end of the day, we was told when Joe Burrow went down, he was going to come back in season. So you got to use all your coaching fortitude to hold the ship down until he returns. But we see he couldn't do that. He only done won 1 game and lost all the other ones. And let me shout out the defense, because the defense did their thing for real. They didn't hold up all the way, but they made it good enough the last 2 weeks where we should have won the game. The offense ain't shown up. The defense, I'm going to shout y'all out. And I hate when all these haters be saying, like, the defense is the worst, the defense is the worst. I'm going to keep it a buck about defense. Your linebackers, corners, and safeties is only going to do good if you get pressure. Once again, your linebackers, corners, and safeties is only going to be good if you can get pressure from your D linemen. Cam Sample, Osai, Miles Murphy and them, they done been all right, but no. When we had that Super Bowl run, Hubbard was getting pressure. Larry Ogunjobi was getting pressure. B.J. Hill was getting pressure. DJ Reader was getting pressure. And Trey Henderson. And y'all wasn't saying nothing about Cam Taylor-Britt because he didn't have to stay on a receiver for 5, 6, 7 seconds. If you don't get pressure, how long do y'all expect the DBs to stay on these receivers? These is the best receivers coming out of high school, coming out of college. Like, they're the best. A corner cannot stay on a player that long if you don't get pressure. This is how bad the D-line has been the whole season. I'm not talking about the last two games. I'm talking about the whole season. Trey Henderson done missed several games, and he's still the leading sacker on the team this season. He got more sacks than everybody. And he done missed hella games. That lets you know we don't get enough pressure. So if y'all expect our corners to stay on these receivers and linebackers to make all these tackles and stuff, and the D-line don't get no pressure, I don't know what sport y'all done played before. Look at Denver. They get pressure. Why you think they corner so good? Look at Houston when they just beat the team, the Bills this past week. When you got they two bookend Daniil Hunter and what's bro from Alabama name? They get pressure. Why you think they had all them sacks and interceptions? When you get pressure, your corners, DBs, and linebackers and safeties don't clown. We got to get this junk together. Joe Shiesty is back. And we finna win on Thanksgiving. Make sure you like, love, share, and subscribe. Shout out to them sponsors, Next Level Fitness, Kiki's Publishing, Johnny Spot Concierge, Violets and Pearls. Look them up, y'all. They really good. Shout out to everybody who tuned in for this episode. I'm your host, Young Moore, and I'm out.